So Smartlipo is a type of liposuction procedure that utilizes a laser. And what's unique about that is by utilizing the laser, it allows us to do several things that are very different from traditional liposuction. The first thing we can do is we do what's called tumescent anesthesia, where we actually take a fluid with a medication called lidocaine and we pump it into the area that we're going to be doing the liposuction on. It numbs the entire area, just like when you have the little shot that numbs your tooth when you go to the dentist's office. That allows us to do the procedure safely and comfortably while our patients are awake. So there's no IVs, there's no anesthesia to recover from, and that makes it a much easier procedure for the body to handle. The other thing we can do is that the laser actually melts the fat. So when we go in, we numb the area, then we introduce the laser. It's in a very tiny little cannula, all right, and we go through and we treat that area with the laser. And you can actually hear the laser working, which is kind of cool. And we put the laser in, we treat the area, and what the laser does is it actually melts the fat cells so that the fat cells are no longer alive. So the fat's just released into the body. And what's cool about that is with traditional lipo, you're actually kind of cutting the fat out, sort of like you can imagine using a cheese grater. So it's a little bit more of a, the procedure itself takes a little bit more effort and it can be a little bit more uncomfortable for the patient. But using the laser melts the fat so that we're able to retrieve it much easier. The other cool thing about the use of the laser is that the laser actually heats the skin. And so by heating the skin, we cause a tissue reaction that causes the skin to make collagen over the next 3 to 6 months. And so you'll get a small skin tightening effect of the skin over the area that we're treating with Smartlipo. And then lastly, the cool thing about using the laser is that you have what's called tissue coagulation. So when you go in and you can imagine you're using the laser in this area of fat, if you're cutting the fat out, you're obviously destroying some of the vasculature. And so you're gonna have bleeding, bruising, swelling, and all those other kinds of things. But the laser actually coagulates that microvascular, the microvasculature, so that when you use that, there's much less bleeding, much less bruising, much less downtime. So traditional lipo, you're gonna be in a garment 6-8 weeks minimum. With Smartlipo, 3 to 4 weeks is usually sufficient for being in a surgical garment, and that's much nicer for the recovery.